morning, Bofta. One thing's for sure, black barbershop salons, they always keep it real. It's our go-to because that is the pulse of our community.
That's right. And we spoke to so many across the country. And look, some say that this is just another example of white privilege on January 6th, another example of that. And they weren't surprised. Others disappointed that many rioters will serve little to no jail time. But everyone we spoke to seems to agree on this one thing. How this piece of history is written is key in moving forward.
Ask anyone inside this North Carolina barbershop and they will tell you, you can't trim the importance of a fresh cut.
It's an energy.
At the right spot.
We can talk about sports, we can talk about life, we can talk about politics.
And for owner Terrence Floyd, he's created not only a sanctuary of sorts for others,
it's a safe space,
but a saving grace for himself too.
Well, it started honestly with me trying to find a way out the streets. I was in the streets, had been out of prison maybe a year, and was looking for employment, couldn't get employment because of my criminal background.
Today, the entrepreneur shares with young kids his experiences, hoping to get to the root of theirs. But when a mob of white extremists invaded the halls of Congress on January 6th, Floyd found himself at a loss for words.
Still in disbelief, but everybody kind of had this common thought that, you know, if it was, you know, somebody of, you know, African descent, that would not be happening.
I couldn't imagine if it was a different type of protest, if it was a Black Lives Matter protest or, you know, things of that nature.
Others wonder if the true narrative will be scrubbed for future generations.
It should be viewed as history, but how it's going to be told in the history books is a different story.
They got away with it. What are we talking about?
Farther south in Slidell, Louisiana, talks of lack of punishment dominate the conversation at this salon.
I really don't want to watch it because it's frustrating. Then we're talking about a year later and there's minimal consequences. What I see.
I've taught my kids how to live according to their society. And their society tells me that white is privileged, whereas black, underprivileged. I'm not saying that a white man can stop you from doing anything. You can be all that you want to be, but you still have to live according to your society.
Most people we spoke to say they do believe another insurrection is likely.
It showed the rest of the world our weakness and our unfairness. I mean, the whole world already look at us like a powerhouse. And all of a sudden it was like, oh my God.
For Floyd, the insurrection doesn't change his view of America, but does reflect the injustice that he wants black youth to especially keep in mind.
The main thing was they still had their lives. Had it been somebody of color, they wouldn't have had their life.
And one of the things Floyd is passionate about, educating young kids about the law. He says knowledge truly is power, and was able to get his GED while in prison, which began a new journey of self-education. Sharon.
Yeah, God bless him. Just tremendous job, Bofta. Love what you put together.